Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Eastern Central Racing Association. Here we are, Season 1, round number 17. Boy, we're here at my home track, folks. Richmond Raceway. It's good to be back home. Boy, it's a perfect night out there for racing. 78-degree air temperature, winds 2 miles an hour, track temperature 80 degrees. As always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, click that notification bell so you'll know the moment we go live. The guys, they're running 75% fuel as always, as many tires as they want. They only have that one faster pair, and they've got 2 shots at a green-white checker. Who knows? They might use both of them tonight, folks, for 134 laps here at this .72 mile facility. And before we get started, we want to give a shout-out to our broadcast sponsor, ButtKicker. Don't forget to check out their link in the description for all their great products. ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. And let's take a look at the standings. Boy, I tell you, Brian Kozad and Justin Lesher, they are just going at it this season. And, they've obviously kind of moved away from everybody else. And now Lesher, he's only 8 points behind Kozad. Kozad's going to have to be careful here tonight, and because he cannot afford any slip-ups here. Otherwise, Lesher will be back on top once again. Matthew Dunn, he's in the 3rd position there. Matthew Chase is in 4th. He moved up a spot. Garrett Kaiser up a spot. And Stephen McComas all 4th, 5th, and 6th respectively. And they all moved up because Travis Kwaswinski now in 7th. Now, he didn't make it to last week's race at Watkins Glen. So, unfortunately, he's been making progress getting back up there. That battle for best of the rest. But he's got knocked down again, down to the 7th position. Craig Martin, he looks like he bumped David Meacham down to 9th. Craig is in the 8th spot. And Danny Foster rounds out your top 10. And take a look down the rest of the top 20 there. See if you see your favorite driver in the top 20. And looking at the old clock there, we got just about 5 minutes to go there. And let's head on down on track and see who's out there. There's looks like Stephen McComas out on track. He's currently 5th fastest at 21.855. And 42 right behind him, Brian Dobert got a little squirrely there going down in the backstretch. And he's about to lose it. And he's going to loop around, and he just does miss the wall there. And he's 10th fastest at the moment. There's a 71 of David Carter. Man, this track is a little cool out here tonight, and been seeing some folks, even some of the fast guys making some 360s there, so it could be kind of interesting. There's a 21 Tony Sanders. He's 8th fastest at the moment with a 21.908. Let's see who else is out there. There's Jeff Carter. He's 7th fastest. 21.897, and right behind him, I think that's Garrett Kaiser right there in the 18. So far, he's 6th fastest, and who is that behind them there? I think that's the 55, Matthew Dunn. Matthew Dunn right now leading the best of the rest in the standings. He is 2nd fastest here at the moment. And there's the guy that's chasing the points leader, Justin Lesher. He's at the top of the charts right now. And so, like I said before, Kozad, he's going to have to work hard out there tonight. Lesher, he's got that 21.561 here in practice. There's Kozad on pit road there, 21.711, 3rd fastest in the practice session here. So let's go ahead and take a moment here, and as we're waiting for these guys to wrap up practice here, we're going to take a moment for our sponsors here, and then we will be right back. Hey, you're watching Eastern Central Racing Association round number 17 here at Richmond Raceway.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads it down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Here we go. It's just about to go away. They both coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Bonnett. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Okay, folks, we are back here at the Eastern Central Racing Association, their inaugural season, round number 17 here at Richmond Raceway, and have about 30 seconds to go here, and still several folks on track there. Brian Kozad, he is not one of them. I think he's probably done enough practice, and he knows what he's going to do. There's the 70 of Stephen McComas, and he's 5th fastest. Right now, best time is a 21.855. There's the 04 Carl Rourke. He's 10th fastest with a 21.944. And looking at the old clock on the wall, it's counting down to 0. So it is time to go qualifying here, folks. And the server will be rolling over to the qualifying session as Carl spins it around there. Now the session rolls over, so we will wait for some guys to come out. Of course, it's private qualifying. All the cars will be on track at the same time. We'll lock in on them as we see somebody head out. There's Carl going out now. Let's ride on board with him here. Get that car up to speed on that out lap. Coming around now to start his first hot lap here. Making his way through turns 3 and 4, complete lap number 1. Let's see where he is. No other times on the board just yet. He may be the first. Looks like he will be. Right now, he's provisional pole, 20.022. Oh, he just got bumped. And Brian Kozad is at the top of the order now. Justin Lesher. And let's see if Carl Rourke can get. Oh, he gets into the wall. So, yeah, that's not going to do it for him there. That'll be the end of his second run. There's Brian Dobert. Now, he's a provisional pole, 21.838. And he just got bumped by Brian Kozad. Let's see if he can claw his way back and get to that top. And he just went down to 3rd fastest. As he comes to the line, does he move back up the order? Unfortunately, he's unable to improve on his time. Justin Lesher looks like he's done. Let's see. There's Matthew Dunn. He's right now 2nd fastest, the 21.726. Now he's a teammate to Justin Lesher. Now that could be a problem for Kozad. Lesher has a teammate up there on that front row with him. And Dunn, he looks like he stays in that 2nd position. There's Tony Sanders. Looks like he's done already. Looks like he's 7th fastest, 21.974. Jeff Carter looks like he's done. And let's see, Matthew Chase. He has not put down a time yet. So we'll go ahead and we'll ride along with him here. As he comes around to start his first time lap. Oh, he got away from him just a little bit. Clock is running now for Matthew Chase. Yeah, that track temperature last time we checked, it was only 80 degrees. So not very warm out there at all. Not helping those tires to get heat in them. Coming around to complete his first time lap here. I think I saw him get about 148 there before he got down to turn 1. 22.270, 12th fastest. And he's still wrestling with that car. And don't know if he'll be able to improve. This may not be a faster lap here. Let's see what he gets when he crosses the line here. And I didn't think he would pick up there, so he remains in the 12th position. Let's see, is anybody else out there? Shane Christie looked like he's done. There's Danny Foster. He's just shutting it down. Looks right now, it looks like does he have a time? I don't see him have a... He hasn't posted a time yet, so I'm not really sure what's going on with Danny. He might have decided not to. There's Craig Martin. He's 13th fastest, 22.858. Now, Danny might have touched the wall both times, and that's why he didn't get any official time. Oh, and he spins as he comes to the line, and he went off the track anyway, so his best lap was at 22.585. So, looks like he'll probably remain in the 13th spot. So while we wait for the clock to continue to count down, we'll go ahead and pause here for our national anthem. Here we are, and the cars they're lining up here and waiting for everybody to come out. And as we wait for the starting the field to come out, let's take a look at that starting grid. Matthew Dunn, boy, he just did nip his teammate just by a couple of tenths of a second, or hundredths of a second, I should say, 200ths of a second. Matthew Dunn on the pole. Justin Lesher starting in that second position. Then third is Brian Kozad. Brian Dobert starting fourth. Then Jeff Carter's fifth. Stephen McComas sixth. Tony Sanders in the seventh position. Carl Rourke eighth. Ninth is David Carter. Shane Christie rounds out your top 10. Then we have Garrett Kaiser 11th. Matthew Chase in the 12th position. 13th spot is Craig Martin. Danny Foster in the 14th position. David Meacham's 15th. And Travis Eccles rounds out the field in the 16th starting spot. So now we're rating Lesher. He's starting right there next to his teammate Matthew Dunn, and then there's Brian Kozad. He's on that second row, and he's got those two teammates right there in front of him, and you know they're going to be working together. So Kozad has just a little bit of an uphill battle, and he actually, he is the points leader, and Justin Lesher is right where he needs to be right now, ahead of the 87. whether or not he'll be able to stay up there or not, we'll see what happens. But like I said earlier in the show, Brian, he cannot afford any mistakes here tonight. Because, boy, this things could get a little hot and heavy here real quick. And it's not a super large field, but hey, if you get back in the pack somewhere, you know, that is going to hurt you points-wise. And we're only talking 8 points here. And so we'll see how things shake out here tonight. The field rolls off. Dunn following the pace car there. Getting ready for 134 laps here at Richmond Raceway. Matthew Dunn throwing down the gauntlet in the chat. Holy Dale Racing is ready to take it to the front, and they're like I said, they're in the best place to be here right now. And they're going to get one more warm-up lap. Like I say, it's not super warm out there. It's almost maybe slightly on the cool side. That track temperature was only 80 degrees. Try to get those your tires nice and warmed up here. Dunn trying to put a little heat in those tires. Should be going green the next time around. Field is all formed up and ready to go. From the front to the back, looks like now David Meacham, he is not showing on track. I don't know if he had a problem or what, but he is not showing on track. So not good there for the 13, but hang on to your hats, folks. Here we go. Pace car is in. We're waiting for that green flag, ready to get this show on the road.
Green flag,
we got a green flag, and we are racing here at Richmond Raceway. Lesher, he's on the high side. Dunn, he may be running defense here. Justin Lesher, he's out to the front and running. And there's Dunn. He's right there behind him. Brian Kozad behind Dunn. And I think, you know, his mission is clear. Like, you know, ain't no point in hiding it. I think they know what they have to do tonight. And he'll definitely be trying to help his teammate out here for sure. Brian Kozad in that third spot and already opening up a bit of a gap to the rest of the field. Boy, 1.1 seconds back to Jeff Carter. Carter back in that fourth position. He's got a little bit of a gap himself, almost a second back from Carl Rourke. Carl Rourke, he's battling to hold on to that fifth spot, the 42 of Dobert. Right there behind him, 71, David Carter, trying to close in on these guys. Then we got Tony Sanders running there in that eighth spot. He's taking looked like he might have been getting a run on the 71 there. After a couple of laps, those tires get up to that operating temperature, and they will start to stick a little bit better. But you do have to be careful here at Richmond because they can eat up your tires. Don't want to abuse them too much. And we have a long ways to go. And the laps, they do click off pretty quick here. And the leaders there, Dunn is actually back in the front once again, ahead of his teammate. They may be running like that for a while, and they've got a pretty good gap there to Brian Kozad. Kozad a little over half a second behind Lesher, and it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt Justin Lesher to have his teammate in front of him because, you know, Dunn, he can't catch him points-wise anyway because they only have one more race to go in the season, and that will be it. So now he's rolling along. That gap now 0.8 ahead of Kozad. Let's look a little further back in the field. There's David Carter. He's still running seventh. The 21 Tony Sanders are in that 8th spot, that orange and kind of aqua color car there. A little further back is Stephen McComas in the 70. Everybody's getting spaced out pretty good here. Then we have Matthew Chase rounding out your top 10. Then we got the 7 machine of Shane Christie, and he's about a second ahead of Garrett Kaiser. That's another teammate of Dunn and Lesher. He's running back in the 12th spot. Travis Eccles a little bit further back, running in that 13th position. Oh, and Travis, wonder if he's going to cause a caution. Looks like we stay green. Doesn't have a whole lot of damage on the 72. Looks like he'll continue on. And we do stay green. The caution flag doesn't come out. But now he's got the leaders behind him, less than 4 seconds behind him. So if and when they catch him, they most likely will. At least if anything, he'll be the lucky dog should a caution come out here. But he was able to continue, and there he is. And there's Justin Lesher right there. He has moved ahead of Matthew Dunn. Brian Kozad trying to close in on him. He has closed that gap down a bit now, half a second behind Dunn. And they're going to have to pace themselves here. You can't push but so hard at the beginning of these tire runs. There's somebody else down there on the inside. Who is that? That is the 50 of Danny Foster. Foster's already a lap down. Eccles still on the tail end of the lead lap, trying to hold on. He's doing a good job so far, trying to hold on to that tail end of that lead lap. He's actually 1.3 seconds, right? No, flirting with between 1.3, 1.4 seconds. He's fighting hard to stay on that lead lap. A little bit further back in the field is Brian Dobert running 6th, and David Carter. Now he's got Tony Sanders closing in a little bit there. Now 0.2 of a second. Sanders might be taking a look here before too long. Lesher, Dunn, and Kozad still running 1, 2, 3 at the top. Carter, he is blinking a little bit on us. We'll jump on board with Tony Sanders here and see what. Now the car that starts blinking like that. This is kind of what Sanders is looking at. And he's not blinking right now, that 71, but I tell you, well, like that, man, I tell you, especially on a short track, where things happen very quickly here. And, oh, my goodness, and especially when you get close to a guy and, like, where is he? Then you have to really think, well, I think I know where he should be. And so Sanders still holding on to that 8th. Oh, it looks like I think that was Dobert. Dobert and Carter might have got together there just a little bit of contact. And I tell you, Carter, he's really blinking quite a bit here. Carl Rourke is a little bit further down the road. Lesher and Dunn, they're still up at the top. Brian Kozad, he's still about 0.4 behind Matthew Dunn. Now in lap 18, coming through turns 3 and 4 here, about to start lap 19. Lesher at the lead there. Takes him into the 19th lap. Jeff Carter, he's trying to close in. He's got a ways to go to get to Brian Kozad. Kozad, he can't really get, he's right there. And the 72, that was 72 Eccles right behind him. He finally did go a lap down. He is getting really close now to the 55 of Matthew Dunn. Now, see, this could be where Dunn's trying to hold him off. He could be working that 87 pretty hard here, make him work his tires, trying to get by him. And Dunn may be struggling to hold him off. And I don't think it's going to work because looks like Brian Kozad, they're almost door to door as they go down to turn 1. Kozad trying to get by the 55. Look at Matthew Dunn trying to hold on the high side. They go down the backstretch. Oh, boy, they got close. Matthew Dunn doing everything he can Brian Kozad, he can't let go of that guy. Matthew Dunn still holding on that high side, and I tell you that that could be hurting Matthew Dunn. I'm sorry, it could be hurting Brian Kozad there. Keeps running that high line. It looks like he finally gets by the 55. And is he going to be able to hold it here? They come out of 4. Let's see, now Dunn, he's got, not Dunn, but Kozad. Kozad's got the lap car of Shane Christie there between him. Oh, and Christie, oh boy, he almost took out second place. I think Christie's still running. That was a great save by Christie. Boy, I bet you Brian Kozad's heart was in his throat right there for a moment. That number 7 got sideways right in front of him. Good job on Shane there to manage to gather it up, man. Kozad for reacting and not causing a pileup there. Dunn starting to fall back now, and so now Lesher, he's going to have to pay attention, just focus on hit his marks, and because he knows that the points leader is right there behind them, 8 points separating the two of them. He'd probably rather have Kozad maybe another 2 or 3 positions behind him, for that point spread. But if this is as good as it gets, then hey, as long as he's ahead of him, that's all that matters. Trying to keep that gap away, keep it as large as possible. 1.1 seconds now ahead of the 87. Kozad. Now Dunn, he's starting to pull back in just a little bit, just under a second behind Kozad. Let's look a little further back in the field. There's Tony Sanders. He's moved up to the 6th position there, trying to close in on David Carter. I'm sorry, not David Carter. Carter's behind him. He's trying to close in on Carl Rourke. You can see on the track map, the field is starting to spread out pretty evenly here. And all these guys right here, Carter, Rourke, Sanders, the other Carter, and Chase, they've all gained at least 1 position or more since the start of the race. Good job for Tony Sanders there. He's picked up 1 position. Let's check up the front here. Matthew Dunn still running in that 3rd spot and just over a second behind Brian Kozad. He keeps getting just under a second, but he now about 8/10 now, fighting to try to see if he can catch up to the 87 there. 30 laps now in the books. I wonder, he is definitely running that high line, folks. You have not seen him come down from that high line, and he just got loose that time. So I don't think there's a whole lot of grip out there for the 55. He's running the line. He maybe have to stay up there right now.
The yellow flag is
oh,
out.
we got a caution, and looks like it's the 7, Shane Christie. He locked it down so folks can get around, and he's off and running once again. Let's take a look and see what happened to Shane. Might have just been a self spin here. Here he is right there, coming out of turn 4, and he got on the power there, and it just came around on him, and like rule number 1, when you spin, lock her down so those guys can see whether they need to go high or low, and he was able to get it turned around and not collect any cars. He's doesn't look like he has a scratch on him at all. Now he's back to the 14th spot here. So we're caution here on lap 32. Yeah, they do have unlimited tires, and here they come, folks. Any opportunity, these cautions, they are definitely going to come out there. And I think that's Travis Eccles. Eccles, he is the lucky dog. We were just saying, because we saw Christie, we saw Foster go a lap down, but Eccles went a lap down as well right before that caution came out. So he is the lucky dog, and he'll get to go around and get back on the lead lap, jump in there, and maybe he'll go in and get a chance to go in and get some Goodyear tires, get some fresh rubber on that 72 machine. The entire field is on pit road. They're making their way out now. Justin Lesher exiting pit road. Brian Kozad, he beat Matthew Dunn off of pit road, so he's right behind Lesher. He'll be in between the two teammates. Matthew Dunn there in third. Travis Eccles right now in fourth, but I'm pretty sure he's going to come in. There he goes now, coming down to get some fresh tires for that 72 car. Let's see, Shane Christie is still on pit road. There's Foster. He's just finished up his pit stop. There's Christie. He also just finished as well. Eccles should be left side's going on for the 72. He might have, I don't know if he has any damage or what, but now he's on his way. He'll get out before the leaders come around. I think they'll probably be getting the one to go this time around. And he exits pit road. There's your leader, Justin Lesher. And actually, they're going to have one more caution lap here. It looks like everybody's completed their stops. And apparently, David Meacham must have lost his connection because he was in there, and but he didn't get a chance to start the race. So he's showing as retired, but we didn't even see him on the starting grid. So bad luck there for the 13. I'm thinking they'll be getting the one to go this time around. Caution number 1 here at Richmond tonight. And the lights are indeed off on the pace car, so it'll be lap 37 on the restart. Now, Shane Christie and Danny Foster, they're both one lap down. So that'll be maybe a little bit of a battle there for the lucky dog position between Christie and Foster. But here we are now. Pace car is in, getting ready for the restart.
Green flag, green
He
flag.
drops the hammer. Look at Dunn. He tries to follow his teammate, and he swoops right up in front of the 87. Oh, boy, but can he hold the position? He went high. He went really high, and he almost kind of opened the door for the 87. But managed to keep it shut, though, or close it again. So he went back into the second position, Matthew Dunn. Hollydale Racing running positions 1 and 2 at the moment. Trying to hold off Brian Kozad best he can. Kozad, he's going to get a run on him now down through turns 3 and 4. And, boy, they're door to door as they cross the line. I think Travis Eccles, he spun again and restayed green. This time he's got some serious damage. And he's got a faster pair. He may have to use it. Meanwhile, there's Justin Lesher. Kozad did get around Matthew Dunn. So now those tires are a bit fresher, and he'll have a longer time to chase the leader there. The points leader chasing the leader of the race. Now, Lesher has been able to turn some quicker laps there. As a matter of fact, let's take a look and see. Let's turn on the lap time history, see what we can see with Lesher there. Looks like the last, except for lap 40, Kozad was 0.03 of a second quicker. But Lesher has clearly been turning the faster laps. Now they're making their way around Travis Eccles, who's got some heavy damage on the front of that 72 car. Can't really afford to come in now, otherwise he's already lost a lap. So now it's 3 cars, 1 lap down. Eccles once again is in the lucky dog position at the moment. And you can see Lesher, the lap 40 and 41 are just slightly quicker. That time, I'm sorry, Kozad was quicker on lap 40 and 41. That time Lesher did get him by 0.05 of a second. And I mean, they're that close, folks. And so the same way that they've been trading the positions there, you know, in the point standings, that's kind of how it's been going right now in this race with those lap times. Matthew Dunn there in that 3rd spot. And just over a second behind him is Carl Rourke, and he's quietly going along there. Now 45 laps in the books. And behind Carl is Jeff Carter. He's still running along in that 5th position, having a good race. And everybody's at least 1 second between them and the car behind them. Carter running in that 5th position. He's got Tony Sanders behind him. Sanders just over a second behind the 5 car. And boy, he's got a lot of getting a bit of pressure there from Matthew Chase in that 9 machine. Chase trying to see if he can find a way around the 21 there. And they're going to encounter the lap car, Danny Foster, here in a moment. There goes Sanders down on the inside. Foster staying to the high side. Those guys just scoot on by there. And Matthew Chase continues his chase of the 21. Sanders getting through those corners pretty good. It kind of depends on how hard he's working those tires. If they fall off, if Chase is doing a better job of saving his tires, it could be a matter of time. But if Sanders is holding on to them and making them last, you know, it could be pretty much a stalemate here. And one driver may not have too much of an advantage over the other. Oh, saw some smoke from somebody. That was Shane Christie. He must have spun. Then the rear of his car is missing. The front of, both the front and rear of Shane Christie is missing there. Didn't see, he obviously crashed somewhere. I think, yeah, we did have a report that Christie had crashed. Let's take a look at that. He went around. Oh, boy. Trying to get a hold of it. Okay, that's where Eccles lost the front of his car, and that's where Christie lost the back of his car. And at that point, the nose is still on it, but somewhere else along the way, he lost the front of his car, and we don't have a report of that particular impact. Meanwhile, Lesher, he continues to lead. Brian Kozad now 1.5 seconds behind him in that 2nd position. And, of course, right now that'll be enough to really, you know, keep him ahead of Lesher. You know, he needs to finish. Lesher would need him to finish a little further back to really make any kind of impact on Kozad. Dunn is still in that 3rd spot, then Carl Rourke is a little bit further back. About 1.8 seconds behind Matthew Dunn. And Jeff Carter continues to run 5th. Tony Sanders, he is actually starting to pull away from Chase. 1.9 seconds. Matthew Chase, like I was saying, one of those guys might have been burning their tires up. It might have been Matthew Chase. He has not been able to close in on the 21. So he's starting to lose a bit of ground now, 1.8 seconds. You got Garrett Kaiser still over a second behind him. You can see how much space is between a lot of the cars out there. There he is, and then there's Garrett Kaiser right there. And then behind Garrett is Stephen McComas. And then we got some lap cars. David Carter's right there in the 71. The red car there, but he's got Danny Foster and Travis Eccles in front of him. Those are lapped cars, and they're actually battling for that lucky dog position. Travis Eccles, he is actually, Travis Eccles, he is the only car one lap down. And Christie and Foster are actually 2 laps down. So right now he's sitting pretty for the lucky dog if we get another caution here. All he has to do is just keep that number 72 out of trouble. And, he's missing the front of that car, but, short track racing, it don't take much to knock some body work off the car. But you don't really get as much damage as if you were running at a larger track, a mile or a mile and a half or longer than that. So, he may be missing the nose, but it looks like he's still able to run fairly well there and running in that 13th position. And like I say, he's got 14th Shane Christie in front of him, a couple of cars in front of him. Now he's got a lapped car behind him. In 15th position, Foster is behind him. So, he's doing pretty good. Meanwhile, up the front, Justin Lesher continues to lead just over a second ahead of Brian Kozad. And Lesher knows that he's doing all he can do to try to close the gap in the points. But running first with Kozad behind him just isn't going to be enough right now.
Caution.
And we got a caution here. Let's see. And I think it was Shane Christie. Looks like he might have spun again. And once again, he's waiting for the field to go by, and he's able to continue. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Shane here. Might have been just another spin there. And, coming out of turn 4, and got away from it. He almost snapped into the wall. Oh, boy, McComas almost got collected big time. He did tap the 7 just a little bit, but not enough to really probably not cause major damage to himself or the 7, any more damage to the 7. So, he might have escaped one there, folks. Meanwhile, your leader's coming down pit road. Here they're 1, 2, 3, Lesher, Kozad, and Dunn right there. Making their way down to those front pit stalls. The entire field is coming in. And Travis Eccles, once again, will get the lucky dog and get back on the tail end of the lead lap. Way to go, Travis. Let's see if he uses that faster pair this time. Now we're at lap 62, so we're fairly close to the halfway point here. Oh, Travis blinked out on us. Oh, no. Okay, he's still there. We've seen some guys we've seen it. I think we've seen it happen to both Justin Lesher and Brian Kozad actually just lose their connection at one race for each of them. And a little scare there for Travis Eccles. He's coming down pit road, and we'll see if he go ahead and get that faster pair on that 72 car. Making his way down to his pit box. He might decide to go ahead, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. Yep, and there it goes. So he's got the faster pair there, and should be able to get his tires. Since he used the faster pair, just get the fuel in that car. Should be able to get out and get going. There he goes. He'll get out before the field comes around. So once again, they get ready for the one to go. I'm not sure if they're going to get it this time around. They might get at least one more lap of caution here. In fact, there's some cars right there that are going to get a wave by because Lesher, he's in the lead. Danny Foster's right there. And now Lesher's, he's already thinking fuel mileage here. Oh, look at this. Stephen McComas, he's on pit road. Wow, look at the damage on this 70. That was from the impact there with Shane Christie. He might use his faster pair. And let's see here. No, he holds on to it. He can live with that little bit of damage there. And we got the one to go. I think that was not sure who that was. I think that was Martin. Craig. It was one of the Martins that I think got a wave around there. Oh, there he is right there. We haven't got the one to go just yet. Okay, it was Danny Foster, and now he should get the wave around. So Foster, he'll be on his way. And that puts Danny Foster in the lucky dog position. Shane Christie has decided to put it behind the wall, so the 7 car is done for the evening. And so Foster is the only car on the who is not on the lead lap. So, yeah, that it'll be pretty obvious that he'll be the lucky dog if another caution comes out. So we'll see what happens here. Pace car should be turning here into pit road here any second now. It'll be lap 66 on the restart. Lesher, Dunn, and Kozan. And we got a green, and Lesher drops the hammer, and he's gone again. Matthew Dunn right there in that second position. Kozan hasn't really been able to get a decent launch on those restarts. Matthew Dunn keeps getting ahead of him. And he'll have to battle that 55 car for several laps. No, he might catch him. We've seen him catch him before, but it took some work. And Matthew Dunn definitely playing some good defense for the team there. Oh, and look at Brian. He had to gather it up there, folks. Don't usually see him get out of shape like that. And maybe a little bit of a frustrating thing to know that you're right there. How about Jeff Carter? Boy, he's starting to put pressure on the 87 there. Now, he's not nowhere close to him in the points, but he don't care. He's there to race. And anything he can do to better his position in the standings, you know he's going to go for it. He was just about a half a second behind Kozad. Kozad had that bobble. He's starting to inch away a little bit, not 100% away from Carter. Carter doing his best to try to hold on to him. Carl Rourke is still running. I started to say Carl Rourke was in 5th, but Tony Sanders just got around the 4 car, the 04. Sanders now into the top 5. Tony Sanders having a good run here tonight. Now he can set his sights on Jeff Carter, who's just about a second ahead of him. You can see 4th, 3rd, and 2nd place right there in front of him. Actually, I think that is that may be Shane Christie up there, or Matthew Chase, I should say. I see it, that car in front of can't tell who that is in front of Kozad. It kind of looks like the purple number 7. Well, it can't be the purple number 7 because he's showing out, so I'm not sure exactly who this. Let's go take a look and see who that is. There's Brian Kozad. And, okay, that was indeed Lesher in front of him. And, oh, look at Kozad here. And Matthew Dunn, as Kozad finally gets by the 55. And I tell you, in Matthew Dunn, oh, whoa, he gets into Kozad. Oh, my God, caution is out. Oh, boy, Justin Lesher, this is a gift here. Kozad is going to have to tow in. And let me tell you, okay, he's still rolling. I thought he had lost engine power there, but he is most definitely going to have to tow in. And hopefully he may have to go in. Hopefully that engine doesn't blow up before he's able to get on pit road. I'm not even sure if pit road is open yet. He may have to do another lap around. And be careful with that water temperature. He's just coming on in. He might get a penalty. He can't have, because if he blows up, he's gonna he would have to tow in, and that could cost him a couple of laps. So oh boy. Man, that's caution number 3. Let's go back and take a look at it here. There they are coming out of turn 4. I think the 55 bounced off the wall just a little bit. Might have got him a little bit upset there, and he got into the 87. And, yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. Kozad, he made it to his pit box, used that fast repair. And right now he is showing he is 1 lap down. Excuse me, he is 1 lap down with Danny Foster. Actually, Foster got that lucky dog wave around. So Kozad is now the lucky dog candidate down in 14th position. Boy, I tell you, you could not have a better gift like that for Justin Lesher. That is exactly what he needed from the points leader. And his teammates right there, Jeff Carter now elevated up to the 3rd spot. Tony Sanders now in the 4th position. Then we have Carl Rourke now in the 04 machine, and it rounds out your top 5. Garrett Kaiser, he's 6th. Then we have David Carter in the 71 machine running 7th. Brian Dobert in the 42 is in the 8th position. Stephen McComas, he's in the 9th spot. And Travis Eccles back on the lead lap. He's actually in the top 10 on lap 76 of 134. He's got Matthew Chase right there behind him. Eccles, he pitted on lap 74. So, now, Lesher, everybody else, I don't think any of the leaders came in to pit. McComas, Eccles, Matthew Chase, and Craig Martin all pitted on lap 74. And Danny Foster, he's just exiting the pit road, so he's got fresh tires as well. So this could be a little interesting restart here. The leaders, they're slightly older tires. Their tires are about, 15 laps or so older. And look at Lesher. He might be rolling the dice here, folks. I mean, he may not be too concerned about the tires. I think the fuel is what's on his mind, because he is really coasting that thing. And he is just saying, you know what, we're gonna roll the dice and see if we can get to the end, because he's trying for maximum points. If he pits, he'd still be on the lead lap, but man, he would be back in the field, and he just wants to stay clear of any type of calamity that might happen. And the only way to do that is just let that car stay out there as much as he can, riding on board Matthew Dunn. The lights are out on the pace car, so it'll be lap 79 on the restart. Oh, my goodness. Here they go now. Pace car is in, getting ready for the restart. Lesher drops the hammer, and he is off and running. Matthew Dunn second. How about Tony Sanders? He's battling for that 3rd spot. He's kind of got it over Jeff Carter. He might be able to hold on to it here. Looks like he will. Tony Sanders now into the 3rd position. And he's been able to keep Carter behind him. And well, I know he's excited to be up there. He's in a podium position at the moment here on lap 80 of 134. Now Sanders, he's in the same boat as the pretty much everybody in the top 7. They all pitted on lap 61, so they all have the same life in their tires as far as age and how much tire wear they've gone through. They are starting to inch away from him just a little bit. But he's able right now, he's keeping Jeff Carter at bay. But Carl Rourke, he's looking, he's knocking on the door there of that 5 machine. Oh no, Carl Rourke gets it wrong, coming off of 4. He's down in the grass, will probably stay green. Oh man, Carl Rourke had been running in the top 5 for the longest time. God, and those tires might be showing a little bit too much age, and he's down to the 12th position. You know Brian Kozad would have loved to see the caution come out so he could get back on the lead lap. But no such luck here. Lesher and Dunn continue to lead up at the front. Tony Sanders not too far away in that third spot. Now Jeff Carter, he's in the fifth spot. He's still in fifth. Garrett Kaiser, I'm sorry, he's in fourth. Garrett Kaiser now in the fifth position. And now David Carter is in the sixth spot. Travis Eccles, he's up to the seventh position. Travis probably feeling pretty good right now. Oh boy, that 71's blinking a bit. And so he's going to have to deal with that for a little while. See if he can try to make it by the 71. It looks like he does. He gets the blinking car in his rearview mirror and gonna try to see if he can keep him back there. Eccles has among the freshest tires on track right now, actually. He's one of the 4 or 5 cars that pitted on lap 74. So, yeah, he's got Garrett Kaiser right there in front of him. And that would be for a top 5 position. And Kaiser, he hasn't pitted since lap 61. And, of course, Eccles came in on lap 74. So we'll see what he can do with the 18 car here as they continue to circle the track. Justin Lesher, he's got a nice gap now on his teammate, just over a second ahead of Matthew Dunn. And Dunn, he's about 8/10 ahead of Jeff Carter. Jeff Carter's comfortably in that third spot. Tony Sanders. And Carter did get by Sanders. Sanders was running third, and Carter got by him. Now Sanders trying to get back into that podium position if he can. Run lap 88. Still got a bit of a ways to go here. And I'm wondering, fuel mileage-wise, what these guys are going to, what they're thinking here. Because I don't know if anybody else was holding that clutch in and trying to save fuel as much as Justin Lesher was. But, I mean, he was saving fuel like he thought he might be on vapors by the time we get to the end of this race. Now, if there's another caution, I wonder if he'll roll the dice once again to stay out, because I would think he has Danny Foster. I think Danny Foster must have spun. He's going once again there. But, yeah, like all these guys here, Sanders and Jeff Carter there, and Matthew Dunn, along with the leader, Justin Lesher, you know, are they going to really push those tires? They have unlimited tires, but are they really going to push it to the very end? Because that'd be interesting if they pit, and guys like Eccles and Stephen McComas, they both pitted on lap 74, and there's McComas behind them. Got around Garrett Kaiser. And see, Matthew Chase also pitted on lap 74 as well. Now, lap 92 in the books. And there's Brian Dobert. He's rounds out your top 10. He's got the 04 Carl Rourke. Rourke had that spin, went down in the grass. I don't believe he hit anything, so he's able to continue. So at least he's just outside the top 10. And whether or not Carl Rourke, he also pitted on lap 61. So, yeah, somebody's locking him up there. That might have been Carl Rourke. No, not Carl Rourke. We're riding on board with Carl. Boy, things are getting a little crazy here now. Cars blinking. And let's go up there and see who that. I wonder if that's McComas up there. That might be Stephen McComas blinking. Another driver might be having a connection issue. And don't see him blinking right now. But I saw when we were locked on Carl Rourke, I saw a dark car up ahead blinking just a little bit. The leader, Justin Lesher, now 1.5 seconds ahead of his teammate, Matthew Dunn. They're running comfortably 1-2. Jeff Carter in that third spot. And no real pressure from Tony Sanders, who's got back, who actually is in the fourth spot. He was up to third. How about Travis Eccles? Now has worked his way into the top 5. Eccles with the some of the freshest tires on track at the moment. And who knows, folks, that could play, boy, let me tell you, that could play a part in this race as we get down to the end of this race. We're now on lap 97. And like I said, his laps are about 15 laps fresher. I mean, even his laps are going to be getting a little worn out by the time we get to the end of this race. If this were to stay green, how is he going to perform in relation to the top four there once we get down, like, say, 20 to go or 10 to go or something like that? What state of their tires are going to be in? They're talking about, not Foster, but Lesher was trying to save fuel. And Travis Eccles, he is not running like he's concerned about fuel at all. Of course, he had that lucky dog.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, here we go, folks. Let's see what happens here. We got a yellow flag, and that's for, who is that for? That's for Brian Dobert. Looks like he just had a quick spin there. Oh, boy, Danny Foster came around, hit the wall, almost collected, got collected there by Dobert. Let's see what happened to Brian here. I think it was probably just a self-spin, I believe. And there's the 22 of Craig Martin. Oh, wait a minute. Did they touch? Yeah, I think they did, folks. Yeah. And yeah, there was a little bit of a bump there, and he doesn't look like he hit anything. And then you watch it, here comes Danny Foster. He's going to come into the picture. Norbert's coming around. There's Foster. Oh, and he actually whacks the outside wall, trying to keep from hitting the 42. So let's see what happens here. Matthew Chase is now your leader. Sanders, he's on pit road. Dunn is on pit road. Lesher, there's Lesher. Ryan Kozad, he's going to get that lucky dog position, and he's going to come around, and he'll be on the lead lap. All the other leaders, they came on pit road. There's Travis Eccles. He's making his way out. Now he's in the 8th spot. Matthew Chase, he had pitted on lap 74. Carter's deciding he's going to come on in. Now, Justin Lesher, as they come out of pit road, he'll cycle around into the 3rd spot. And it'll be Justin Lesher, Matthew Dunn, Tony Sanders. Let's see what positions they end up here. I think it's going to be like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Yeah, there's Sanders now in the 4th spot. David Carter's on pit road, so Jeff Carter is in the 5th position. You know, he was battling with Sanders. He was able to get that spot from Sanders, so that Sanders now is back to the 4th spot here. Actually, Sanders was up in the top 3 there for a moment. So now we'll see what's going to happen. Brian Kozad, he came down. He's a lucky dog, and he came down and got his tires. I'm sure fuel won't be an issue now. He's got some fresh tires. He's in 12th position, but he is on the lead lap, and McComas and Foster are 3 and 6 laps down respectively. So he won't have to worry about anybody behind him for position. So now he's just going to have to rip it and see what he can do. So here we are. Matthew Chase, he last pitted on lap 74. And behind him is 2nd place Justin Lesher on fresh tires just coming out of pit road. Matthew Dunn, Tony Sanders 4th. Jeff Carter 5th. Travis Eccles in the 6th spot. Carl Rourke is 7th. Garrett Kaiser 8th. Craig Martin in the 9th in that 22 car. And Brian Dobert rounds out the top 10. And all of those guys pitted on lap 99. David Carter and Brian Kozad both pitted on lap 100, 1 lap later. So everybody pretty much has fresh tires except for Matthew Chase there. Oh, boy. And that's his tires are 25 laps older than everybody behind them. And I hate to say it, but yeah, he's going to get run over here. He's going to have to be careful not to collect somebody, or I should say the guys behind him are going to have to be careful not to run over him, because they're going to be right there. Guys like Matthew Dunn. I don't know what kind of restart Chase is going to get. We're about to find out, though. Pace car pulls in. Let's see what Chase does. Lesher is in a position to pounce.
Green flag, green flag.
We got the green flag, and he spins, and he collects Justin Lesher, and Lesher continues on. Oh, my goodness. Travis Eccles into the second spot. Garrett Kaiser. Wow. And we stay green. Unbelievable. Matthew Dunn is back to the... I knew something was going to happen like that. Oh, my goodness. And they're still spinning. Carl Rourke. They're getting out of shape here now. Things are kind of falling apart here a little bit. Look at Brian Kozad. He's in the 7th position now. Matthew Chase is in 8th. I mean, that car just spun completely out. And now we've got a caution, and it's for David Carter. And looks like that was just a self-spin. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Let's take a look at David here real quick. I'm pretty sure that it was just a spin by himself there. He goes down turns 1 and 2. He went high, he bounced off the wall, and that sent him going. Oh, and he almost collected McComas there. But, yeah, that's what brought out the caution. You know what? You can't just write. You can't write this stuff. Okay, there's Justin Lesher. A bit of damage on that 8 car. He's coming on the pit road. And I'm, you know, if I were a betting man, I would say he's just going to come down and say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and burn my faster pair because I'm going to have to be, he might even get some fresh tires. And Garrett Kaiser, he stayed out. Travis Eccles is now your leader. Lesher's on pit road. Where's Brian Kozad? Kozad stays out. Boy, oh boy, Lesher. Could this be? There's Dunn right in front of him there. Him and Matthew Dunn. Now, could this plan backfire? Maybe it's a good one because it's only lap 107 of 134. So, and they have been able. Well, Lesher anyway has been able to stay ahead of Kozad. Kozad now is in the 4th position. And his tires are only 1 lap newer than the 3 cars in front of him. So he could he could theoretically work his way past these guys. And he's got Craig Martin right behind him in 22. He also pitted lap 99, him and Brian Dobert. But then you've got the guys behind him, Jeff Carter, lap 106, Justin Lesher and Matthew Chase and David Carter all on 106, and Carl Rourke 106, Matthew Dunn lap 106. They got a lot of fresh tires from 7th position on back to 12th position. And McComas, he's on pit road. He might have decided to come down and burn his faster pair. No, he's still holding on to it. Unless he's already used, let's see, McComas, that's his 6th time in. He might have already used his faster pair. So Travis Eccles is at the point. And I think we're about 25 laps. It'll be about 25 or 24 laps remaining when we get the green flag, I believe. And depends on if we get the one to go this time around. Might be about 24 laps to go. So Travis Eccles, I mean, he'll pick up a point for leading the lap here, but he pitted on lap 99. Him, Kaiser, and Sanders, and so I don't think they're too concerned about fuel. They definitely should have the fuel to make it to the end. Now, fuel is probably no longer a concern for anybody at this point. And let's see, the lights are indeed out on the pace car. So it'll be, it's 25, so it'll be 24 laps remaining when we get the green flag. Travis Eccles at the point. You got Garrett Kaiser right beside him in that 2nd spot. Tony Sanders right now is in the 3rd position. He is in there. But, boy, I tell you, on that outside line, there's Brian Kozad, and he's a beast. And he's going to have to try to get by these guys, and you know they're not going to be giving him anything. Boy, let's see what happens here, folks. At least these guys have their tires are pretty much the same as far as freshness, so nobody should spin out.
Green flag.
We got the green flag, and they're off and running. Eccles trying his best to get away from Kaiser. Sanders trying to runs down on the inside of the 18. Didn't get close enough to make the pass. Oh, and they're spinning behind him. We're going to have another caution here. A bit of a pileup back here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm about to say I was wondering if Lesher got caught up in that. And so here we are. Eccles is still your leader. Now 23 laps to go. Let's go see what happened there. I think that was Garrett Kaiser. Something looks like he just had a. Looks like it was David Carter. Let's take it back here and look at David and see what happened here. Here we are on the restart. Now they're getting ready to go down into turn 1. That's Carl Rourke down on the inside to 0-4. There's Matthew Dunn. And Carter, I think he's going to bounce off the wall. Look at the angle he's going. Yeah, he bounces off the wall, and I think he's about to go collect somebody. He spins down behind Carl Rourke. Who was that? That was McComas. He got by him. And Carter, he bounces off the inside wall. No one else is spinning yet. Something else. There were some more cars involved. And, we need to go back up and see. Who was that? It was the 42. Brian Dobert. Let's run it back a little bit here so we can see what happened while Carter was spinning. Now, Carter was spinning. And, I see. Why? That was Justin Lesher. Where is he? Justin Lesher. He got sideways. He actually got turned around. There's Dobert in front of him. Teammate Matthew Dunn. They all get in the Carl Rourke there, and he actually gets straightened out. Oh boy, look at Matthew Dunn. He gets walloped really hard there. Him and the 04 come together really hard, and Lesher. And that's where he gets a little bit of a whack there as he tries to squeeze past his teammate. Wow. And man, like I said, folks, you just can't write this stuff. Let's take it back live here. So, David Carter now in the 7th spot, and we've got Travis Eccles. He's still your leader. Tony Sanders in the 2nd spot now. Brian Kozad 3rd. Craig Martin is in the 4th position. Jeff Carter's 5th. And boy, I tell you, Matthew Chase is 6th. David Carter 7th. Carl Rourke is 8th. Garrett Kaiser 9th. Justin Lesher back to the 10th position. Man, and now another gift. He had a gift when Carl Rourke had his problems, and now Carl Rourke has the gift because that is definitely going to allow him to open up that gap. If he's able to keep this kind of gap between him and Lesher, I don't know if he will or not, but man, I tell you, this is the pendulum swings back and forth in the favor of one driver and then back in the favor of another driver. And I tell you, it has been swinging back and forth here tonight, folks. Now it's swung back towards Brian Kozad, trying to hold on and survive the carnage. And Travis Eccles and Sanders, they did pretty good on the restart there. Craig Martin, he's going to be on the high side on the restart, starting 4th. And I think the lights are out on the pace car. So let's get ourselves in a position. Here we go. And Eccles will be leading them back to the green flag here.
Green.
Green flag is out. Here we go. Eccles with another pretty good restart there. Kozad kind of laying back just a little bit. They're spaced out a bit. Boy, Eccles and Sanders are doing pretty good there. There they go down the backstretch. Sanders trying to see if he can find a way past the 72. There's Kozad. He's kind of sizing things up now, trying to figure out what can he do? You know, he obviously want to maximize those points, but he doesn't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize the gap that he has on Lesher, who's actually moved into the 9th position. And we've got another caution. Oh, no, and it's Justin Lesher. Justin Lesher spun. And, boy, I tell you, Lady Luck is starting to frown on the number 8 in this particular race here. Let's go back and see what happened to Justin here. Here we are on the restart. There's and he just lost it coming out of 2. Bounces off McComas. And, yeah, he just lost it, pure and simple. Wow. Talk about the suspense is just building here, folks. And now Tony Sanders, I don't know, did he get a nose ahead of Travis Eccles? He is in the lead. Sanders will be bringing this field back to the green on the restart. 15 laps remaining right now. There'll be a couple of more that click off. Travis Eccles in that 2nd spot. Brian Kozad is still in the 3rd position. He has not been able to get around either the 72 or the 21 on the last 2 restarts. So, I mean, did he use up some of his tires coming up through the field? I mean, it's interesting because now Kozad, he last pitted on 100. He's only he pitted 1 lap after the guys in front of him. So, you know, you might think he would have the slightest of advantages, but hey, who knows? These guys get to the front, you know, and sometimes you know, once you get up there in that clean air, and you can run lines that you might not always get a chance to run. When you're running back in traffic a lot, and you know what they say, passing is one thing, or catching is one thing, passing is something totally different. So here we are with Sanders here, and let's see, David Carter, he's on, okay, his car isn't even, engine's not even on. I think he's got some work being done to it. Brian Dobert, he's just making his way back out. So let's see if we get the 1 to go this time around. As you cross the line, it'll be 13 laps remaining. And we're going to get at least 1 more lap of caution before we get the 1 to go. So we're going to take 1 quick break, and we will be back what may be the finale here. You're watching the Eastern Central Racing Association Season 1, round number 17 here at Richmond Raceway here on Rice Motorsports TV.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Okay, folks, we are back. Boy, let me tell you, here with the Eastern Central Racing Association, 1 to go. The temperature has dropped a little bit. Air temperature is 76. Track temperature is now 79 degrees. And we are getting ready for the restart here. And everybody's in position here. Tony Sanders will be leading them to the green. Travis Eccles on the high side. Brian Kozad behind Sanders. Carl Rourke on the high side behind Eccles. Here we go, folks. Hang on.
Green, green, green.
We got a green flag. Sanders puts his foot in it, and he is gone. Travis Eccles still in that 2nd position. Carl Rourke challenging for that 3rd spot, trying to see if he can get there. And he does. He's ahead of Brian Kozad. Kozad has lost a step here. At the closing stages of this race, he is just does not have any get up and go at the end of this race. I don't know if his car is hurt at all or what, because his tires are practically as fresh, and he might be just battling with the track. Who knows? But now he just lost a position this time on this particular restart. He started third, I believe, in the last 2 restarts, and now he's back to 4th. And Sanders, boy, he has got 0.2 of a second on Travis Eccles. Eccles, you know, he is putting the spurs to that horse right now, trying to catch that number 21. Oh no! And he's going to lose it. Does he keep it down low? Yes, he does. Good job on Eccles. Man, you got to feel for him, though. He's upset now. He was running second. Now he's back to 5th. And, boy, that puts Carl Rourke into the 2nd position. Brian Kozad now up to 3rd. He's not really in too much of a position. Don't look like he's mounting a charge on anybody, but I tell you what, Jeff Carter, he's trying to mount a charge on the number 87 if he can. And boy, they are getting close here now, folks. Tony Sanders still at the top there, with Carl Rourke trying to close in 0.3, now 0.2 of a second. Can Sanders hold on? It's going to be 6 laps to go as he crosses the line, trying to keep that 04 back there. And Carl Rourke is getting ever closer as they come off of turn 2. Brian Kozad, he's starting to get a little bit closer too. Now, maybe he's been trying to save his tires as much as he can. He might get one shot at this, one big charge at the end of this race. And Carl Rourke has taken the lead from Tony Sanders. Those guys, you know they're going to be battling hard. And, boy, Brian Kozad, he is going to have to tread very carefully here. You know he's going to want that win. But you come in between these two guys, and you know they're hungry. They're absolutely hungry for a win. 4 laps remaining. And Carl Rourke, he's trying to run away with this thing now, 0.4 of a second. And Tony Sanders trying to hold on to that 2nd spot. Brian Kozad right there. They're getting away from Jeff Carter there just a little bit. And let's look back here. Everything is kind of spaced out a little bit. There's Craig Martin. He's got a little bit of space between him and Matthew Chase. Matthew Chase got Garrett Kaiser. They're battling for position. And Justin Lesher, he is back in 9th spot and not really able to make much of an impact right now at all. Carl Rourke is continuing to lead Tony Sanders in that 2nd position. It'll be the penultimate lap as he crosses the line here. And he still has about a half a second now on Sanders. And Kozad is trying to close in, trying to maximize those points if he can. He might be trying to set the 21 up for a pass here. We'll see what happens. If they come off the line, off of turn 4, the white flag's going to be in the air for Carl Rourke. Sanders is trying to hold on. There's Kozad getting close. There's Jeff Carter trying to get close to the 87. I don't think he's going to be close enough to do anything. Brian Kozad, he's going to get one last corner here to try to get Sanders. But meanwhile, Carl Rourke, he'll be coming off of turn 4 to the checkered flag. Carl Rourke, he's going to be your winner. Tony Sanders is going to hold on for 2nd with Brian Kozad 3rd. And Carl Rourke is your winner here tonight at Richmond. Wow, what a finish. Carl Rourke, ladies and gentlemen, takes the top step in victory circle. Like they say, folks, it's never over till it's over. Man, let's get the guys up into victory lane. Looks like Kozad is already there with Sanders. Now let's go and see if we can find Carl Rourke. And there he is, and we're going to move him on up there as well. Let's see, where is it? Move him to victory lane. There we go. And they're all up there, and then we're going to jump down there with them, folks. Okay, folks, we're down here in victory circle here with your top 3, Carl Rourke, Tony Sanders, and Brian Kozad. Hey, Carl, you got a copy?
I do. How's it going?
Man, I tell you, boy, what a race. Did you see that unfolding like that?
No, absolutely not. I'm not even tires are wet, but I was able to pull away quickly at the end.
I tell you, man, because you guys are you and Tony and Kozad, you're only on pretty much on the same lap. I think you guys pitted lap 99 and Brian pitted on lap 100, so you got tires are fairly equal. And but man, I tell you, the way Kozad and Lesher had been going at it, and just fortunes bouncing up and down between the two, and Kozad, he finally got the better twist of fate there, But man, I tell you, you stayed out of trouble and managed to hold on. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. At the beginning of the race, I was running, fourth, watching I think it was Matt and Lesher and Kozad up there battling, and I knew I didn't have anything for them, but, things played out the way they did, and I got lucky and had to go for it.
Absolutely. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Give a shout out to the VR Motorsports team and the little lady back home.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, man. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Tony, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Matty.
Hey, man, how about that, buddy? I tell you. Oh, man, I bet you didn't see that coming. Boy, you up at the front. What were you thinking when you found yourself in the lead?
I was hoping and praying that first caution before the second one their team wouldn't ever come out, because I got a pretty good jump, and I got around Travis, and I pulled out pretty good, and then that caution come out, and then on that second one there, I got loose a couple times out of 4, and that was all she wrote. Carl caught me, passed me.
Man, I tell you, but man, y'all had quite a battle. Y'all were having some good restarts there, but I tell you, man, good job holding on for that second spot. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my sponsors, the Bearded Man's Farm, Spooled Media, and my spotter tonight, David Miller, did a fantastic job getting me around all this, especially that accident on that restart. So let's keep this top 5 going into the last race. I've got 4 top 5s with this group.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, man, and we'll see you next week. Hey, Brian, you got a copy?
I do.
Man, I tell you what, I mean, your emotions have probably been on the peaks and in the valleys tonight, and I mean just from one end of the spectrum to the other. And being one point you were a lap down, and did you think you were going to end up on the podium tonight?
I did not. Me and Lesher both went through ups and downs. Luckily, I came out on top, but still got next week to have to close everything out. But yeah, that was the quickest up and down I've ever. It was just insane. I thought I was going to be out of it, finishing 13th. I'd have to go. Basically, went out next week to being back on lead lap, and then that wreck on the restart helped me get up there. And unfortunately, what happened to Lesher, but we both had our bad luck tonight. And I'm lucky to finish 3rd. I'm happy to come out here with the points lead whenever I thought for sure I was going to be leaving in a deficit going into the championship race.
Right, and so so that'll actually pad that lead there a little bit, because I think you guys were separated by, what was it, 8 points, I believe?
8 points.
Yeah,
and I give a live points update. Going into Atlanta, I am 25 points ahead of Lesher.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, and
so 25 points.
Because that's what we were at the beginning of the show. We were talking about, Lesher needed to be in front of you as much as possible to close that deficit, and now the worst possible thing happened, and now it's even a little bit of a bigger hole that he's got to climb out of. So now you really just got to. We going to Atlanta for the season finale. There, just got to keep your nose clean as always, right?
Yep, and if anybody could climb back from a 25-point deficit, which is very much doable, it'll be him. I think it's literally whoever wins the race next week wins. So,
then what is the point spread like from first, second, third? It
is. I'll get the exact for you. 1 minute.
Because I know some leagues do just 43, 42, and only 1 point or something like that.
Yeah, it's 195 for the winning the race, then 170 for second. So they get a 25-point bonus.
Wow.
And then a 3-point bonus for leading a lap, then 3 points for most laps led.
Uh-huh.
So
So okay, you guys got your work cut out for you, and you got to stay ahead of that 8 car. So we'll all be back here next week to see what happens here. And when this is like a finale season here, and that is really going to be exciting. And congratulations again. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to you for a great broadcast. Shout out to Tony and Carl for having a great race. I was sitting behind them watching. Want to keep my nose clean because I got lucky enough to be up there. I didn't want to push for another position and end up wrecking myself or them. So
Yeah.
Good race to those guys. Lesher, if you're listening to this, we're gonna have a hell of a battle next week. May the best man win.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations again, and we will see you guys next week at the season finale.
I see you.
Okay, folks. Now everybody can breathe again. Let's go ahead and take a look at the finishing order here. Man, what a race that was here tonight. And let's go ahead and bring that up here for you. And we've got Carl Rourke as your winner here tonight. Tony Sanders second, Brian Kozat third, Jeff Carter in the fourth spot. Travis Eccles, he did end up fifth, got a top 5 out of it despite the spin. Matthew Chase sixth, Garrett Kaiser seventh, Justin Lesher number 8 finished in the 8th position. Craig Martin ninth. Matthew Dunn rounds out your top 10, and he's followed by the 11 of Stephen McComas, Danny Foster in 12th, Brian Dobert 13th, David Carter 14th, and Shane Christie was the final car actually running in the 15th position. And David Meacham unfortunately did not start the race, and so I don't think he got credit for any points or anything like that. But boy, let me tell you, that what a way to end the race here at Richmond. We thank you for joining us as always, and we will see you next week for the finale. And so for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.